Hi, my name's Jo Irving. I'm the founder of Love Hair, and today we're here at Clay Salon and Spa in Oxshott, and I'm going to show you a few hairstyles and how to recreate them yourself at home. So here we're going to do a evening style. So this is really nice if you're going somewhere a little bit special and you want something a bit different. It does take a little bit longer, but it's worth it. What we're going to do is just probably not freshly washed hair. Maybe if you washed it and dried it in the morning or the day before would be enough. If it's just been washed, it can make the hair quite soft and then a little bit more difficult to get some volume into it. So we want to start by taking our first section, which is probably from the ear to the other side, and then all that hair in there. And we're just going to put some curls in the hair first, just using the tongs again to give it a bit of a wave, and that's just going to add some volume, but it doesn't matter too much because we're going to brush this out in a second. So you don't have to spend too much time curling the hair. So once you've curled that with your tong, you just want to put one of these pins just to keep it in place. A Kirby grip would do as well, just to let the curl cool. So our next section, again, probably about an inch, top of the ear across. If you're doing this yourself, don't worry about being too neat. Literally just taking sections and then keeping all this out your way so you can work cleanly. You don't have to worry about the curls being too perfect. So I'm literally just going to finish curling here and do the rest of the hair and do the sides in exactly the same way as we've done the back. So I've just curled all the hair and set them into pins. Just when we're coming to the front, it's a good idea to think where you want the parting. So here we're going to do it on the side again because Kate's hair sits naturally on this side parting, but you might want it in the middle, or you might think about having it all the way back. If you wanted it back, you would simply roller it that way, middle, roller it that way, but we're going to do it this side, just so she gets a nice kind of sweeping fringe for this particular look. Just a thought, if you are curling somebody's hair or your own hair with tongs that have got a heat gauge on them, you don't really need to go past 200, especially if you've got fine hair. So if your hair's thicker or naturally wavy or something, so it's a lot coarser, then you can put the temperature up a little bit, but do be careful with that because it can have bad effect. If it's too high on fine hair, you can actually melt the hair. And that's it, that's our last one. So we're just going to put a very fine light hairspray over the whole lot and let that set probably for about 15 or 20 minutes. So we've left that now for 20 minutes and where we've had it in pins, the curl has cooled in this position rather than in that kind of long ringlet. So that's given it lots of volume that you wouldn't normally get if you didn't let the curl cool. So for this particular look, it's really important that it's nice and kind of big, really. So it's an evening look, it's great for parties, it's quite glamorous, it's a little bit more special. It's probably not something that you do so much on your own, probably take a lot longer, so just maybe get someone to help you. So once the hair's all out, the look we're going for is what they call a faux bob. So we're just kind of making it into a bob shape. So we're going to take our first section, which is quite a nice chunky section. So it's ear to ear, probably just across that occipital bone there. And we're just going to gently backcomb this bottom section. Not too difficult to do on your own. So now we've got a bit of volume in there. We're just going to literally roll up those ends just to the hairline there. Keep your hand in the roll of hair to keep it secure. Then we're going to get some Kirby grips and just pin it into place. I'm going to take our next section down, and this time we're going from the temple right the way across to the other side. Just kind of allow it to sink into a curl and then tuck the ends under. Most people have layers from kind of here onwards, so you'll find that you might not have to tuck this under. The hair will just kind of naturally finish around there anyway, so it just gives it like a really nice effect, and it does look like a real bob. But with Kate's hair, where her layers well, where her hair's one length, we're just going to create the same effect by tucking the hair underneath. These front sections we're just going to leave down for now and see how they sit at the end, because it might be ideally where your hair's layered. A lot of people again have layers at the front. This would just kind of sit naturally, but I think with Kate's hair where it's a bit longer, we're going to have to tuck that under, but we'll see what that looks like at the end and decide what to do with it then. So this is our last section at the top. And we're still leaving these side pieces down. We'll have a look at those in a second. Just pin this last one in. And then we'll just finish that with a slightly stronger hairspray to keep Kate's hair in place. So I've just finished that party style with a simple black band with a bow on it, just for like an added extra if you're going to a party or something and just want something a bit different.